Alright, so today was the Boogie on the Bayou down downtown Campbell. And Alicia and I were planning on going down there and getting some gumbo and jambalaya or whatever. But I scouted ahead and it took it out of me. I mean, everybody behind me is going too fast, everybody in front of me is going too slow, and everybody to either side of me is sort of absent-mindedly wandering into the front of me. I don't deal well with dense crowds. I don't know that I ever did. Yeah, I just can't stand it. Just can't stand it. Which brings me to WowCon tomorrow. You know, the WonderCon has been down south for the past several years, and I've missed it. But I go to APE, Alternative Press Expo, and that's a lot better in a way, because you're actually meeting the person who made the comic book or the artwork that you're buying. But you know, these big conventions are, you know, more long established artists, things like that. Yeah, I might go. I want to go really bad, but I don't have anybody to go with me. So I know. If you were here, if you lived here, you would go with me, right? Yeah, of course. But it's in San Jose. And other news, so we didn't end up going to the Boogie on the Bayou. I went down there and it was just too packed. There was food all over the ground and stuff, and it was just set off all my mental issues. Speaking of mental issues, last night I got a little bit worried about my finger. As you can see, it's got the nice little bandage. I could show you, but that would be really gross. Because the drill, the screw gun tip went in there, and I was still pulling the trigger, so it ground up, and there was like chunks of fat coming out of my finger. It was really gross and scary. So anyway, last night we're hanging out, watching stuff, movies and stuff, and my hand kept going numb, and I'm like, oh my god, did I do nerve damage? I don't know, this might still be the case, but it feels much better now. I finally got some super glue over it, and it's healing. Put some ointment on it, keeping it clean. But I'm no good for physical labor with this, because I mean, it's my middle finger. I carried a TV back to the barn today, and that was a bit of a stretch. Speaking of which, man, Alicia totally did a huge cleaning job in the backyard. We had all these boxes and stuff back there. Just an influx of stuff from her dad that he doesn't want, we don't want, but so we're just kind of putting everything down the course of our garage sale that's coming up. And she's working on that. But anyway, she cut the tree on the patio, made it all look nice. So nice. Nice, honey. And then we had some Togo's salad, soups and salad. I had a nice cup of vegetable soup. But along with the other weird comic books, I picked up this. It's called Void Indigo, and it's one of those. See, back in the day, in like the 70s, these were graphic novels, and these were comic books. Now, when you put 4 or more issues of these into a hardback form, then they started calling them graphic novels, because they're thicker. They're not comic books, they're graphic novels, because they're thick. Well, Marvel and a couple other companies would put out these, which were generally a little bit longer than your standard story in a comic book, and also more adult themed. But this one's by Steve Gerber, who created Howard the Duck and a bunch of other cool stuff. But it's just really classic. I just love these books. They've got a really strange sort of art style. The subject matter is always often bizarre. But they've got a few of them up at the comic book store. I might have to get some more. Which, by the way, I still have to place my last 3 figures on the Corner Records where I had my accident, Heroes, and the museum. So maybe I'll get to that tomorrow. We'll see. Alright, gang. Happy Saturday. Talk to you tomorrow. Yeah.